thought I'd quickly pop in and say hello, see how everyone is, and do a very quick live because the sun's shining and I'm hoping everybody is outside, and that's where I'm about to go. But something just called to me just to pop in. I'd been on the net anyway, sharing a few things in the group, which I'll go over in a moment. And while I was here, it just felt relevant to say hello and to see how everyone is. So the few things that I'm sharing or trying to share, that feels quite apt at the moment. What I'm trying to share, first and foremost, is a welcome video, just to go at the top of the group, to show you how to navigate the page. I've tidied up a few of the topics, sorted out a few things that aren't needed on the page anymore, so that it flows clearer. And the welcome video that I've placed shows you how to find these things and how to find the events and the topics and how to navigate the page, and yeah, just a bit of housekeeping. And it's the second time I've tried to share it. The first time I did use some music in the background, and it was from Spotify, I think, so obviously with copyright infringement wasn't allowed to share that. The second time it came from an app that I actually pay for, that I'm licensed to use the music and I'm licensed to use the image at the beginning of the video, and it's been blocked again. So I'm disputing it this time. The first time, yeah, there was some facts behind it. The second time, no. And that feels quite relevant for the upcoming energy. About a week or so ago, my whole altar started to change, and straight after the womb rites, I could feel like a holding space for, I don't want to say the word, but like a war, an internal war. And I know there's Mars doing a lot of things and there's a lot of things going on astrologically, but it felt more internal. And that balance between taking something as gospel and actually standing up for what is right for you, which feels really relevant the next week or so. Like I say, the energy has really shifted. My altar was very much around the violet flame, very much around transmutation. Now it has shifted and it feels like getting things in place in order to move forward. So you have to excuse me, I'm listening out for my son. I can hear him banging around upstairs, so I'm being distracted by the noise above me, quite literally, which is funny because on my altar in the pictures you will see one of the cards shows Kuan Yin flying above us, flying above in the image. So anyway, yes, the energy is changing and I can feel that in the group. So I tried to share the video on how to navigate the page, and at first, like I say, the facts weren't there. Now they are. I'm standing in them and I've disputed my ability to be able to share something, that freedom of speech, which feels really relevant in the next week or so. With that in mind, we do have a few things going on to help balance the energy. We have dream weaving with Melissa on Tuesday. We have the womb rites on Friday with the full moon. I've already started writing notes for the blog because the energy that's coming in for that full moon is actually quite intense. And I'll probably do the blog before Friday. It feels like knowledge is power, but using that knowledge is wisdom. And that feels really relevant as well. We can know something, but unless we're going to do something about it for ourselves or for others, then it is knowledge on a ledge. It's a knowing on a ledge. It's not wisdom. So I will write the blog and I will get it to you guys as soon as possible. We have the dream weaving, we have the womb rites, and what I'm going to do from next week onwards is start offering a few things to help people just get their foot outside the door, so to speak, not physically, but where you are in your life. So one of those things on Monday is the game changer. And that's for up to 3 people really, because any longer than that, you're looking at about 3 hours plus. And that just feels a bit too heavy at the moment. The game changer is a way to look at what's going on in your current journey. It's based on the hero's journey of the tarot, the archetypes of the tarot. And it's a way of looking at what's going on in your journey and how to take steps to move forward, the best steps for you. It is based on your own guidance, and it is one of those games that if you ask it an open question, you're going to get an open answer. So it really gets you to tune into your intuition and find your own answers and help you develop actual physical, tangible results, which feels relevant with Friday's full moon. I know it's in Sagittarius, but it feels something along the lines of getting results now for all the hard work that's been put in and letting go of that hasn't come to fruition and realizing it isn't quite from our heart's desire or from the earth's desire, because we are creators for what is best for all, including the ground that we walk. So that should tie in really nicely with Melissa's dream weaving and the shamanic aspect of soul retrieval from that I mentioned beforehand, and with the womb rites in preparation for the full moon Friday. After that, I've just put a poll out there about whether people are interested in doing despacho on the following new moon solstice, just to balance those energies, because a lot has shifted, and just recalibrating and bringing that into alignment feels important. So look out for those posts. All recent posts will be marked as announcements and available at the top of the page. Any questions, any queries, anything that you'd like to know more about, just let me know, okay? And we can start to get to the bottom of what you can take from each of the sessions. Is there anything else? I think that's enough for now, because hopefully everybody's outside enjoying the sunshine. I don't think anything has come up. Let me just check on there. I tried to do a group, create a room, but it didn't seem to want to let me do it. Let me just check anything is there. No, nothing in the actual group. So yes, keep an eye out. The other thing I was contemplating next week, because my husband goes back to work next week, and I know a lot of people are starting to go back to their normal routines in the next few weeks. I'm going to have this space empty more often, which means I'm going to be able to offer more for people. And with that in mind, I may very well start putting together, well, more information on whatever people might want to hear about. So I've put that in the video in the group. If there's anything in particular you'd like to look deeper into, so whether it's ceremony or tarot or healing or walking the medicine wheel again, anything like that, just let me know. But I'm going to start the old pattern of how this group was set up, so every day having some kind of theme, but I'll post more about that nearer the time. So it does say somebody's watching, but I can't actually see who it is, so my apologies if I haven't seen any comments or anything like that, because there's a little bit of a delay. I'll give it a moment just to see, and then if not, I'm going to make a move because the sun is shining and I totally recommend being outside, to be honest. I don't know if you've seen my post this morning, but my cat is really unsure what to do with herself at the moment, and it feels, again, relevant. It feels very collective and the best place for her, for any of us, when we're not sure what we want, when we're not sure how to move forward, when we're not sure whether or not we can cope with something or hold space for something, is to reconnect to the earth, to get out in nature if we can, to ground ourselves, to earth ourselves. Now, we spend a lot of time grounding and taking our shoes off and walking on the earth and seeing the importance of it. One of the things as a species we're renowned for, especially particularly in crisis, is almost stepping away from our body, stepping away from the thing that's actually causing pain. Ironically, it's that really causes the pain, when we leave our body, when we disconnect from what we're feeling. So do what you need to do for yourself today, but hold space for what it is you're feeling. Hi, Helen. I'm just about to go, lovely. Yeah, hold space for what it is you're feeling with no judgment. We can connect to the earth, we can ground in the earth, but unless we really ground into our body, there's always going to be that almost disconnection of the signal there and what we need. Hi, Carol. You're all arriving now, just as I'm about to go. 10:10. I've been here. That's intriguing. So yeah, taking that moment, enjoying the nature, but being present with whatever comes up, because we can hold space for it, because it's not ours to actually hold but experience, to let it come through us and out of us like a visitor to our home. Let it come in, let it do what it needs to do, trigger what it needs to trigger, and when it triggers us, the medicine is also there as well if we hold space for them. So an example, if you're in pain, particularly in labor or anything like that, we actually make more endorphins in labor than any amount of heroin that you can inject. But the important thing is being comfortable, being at peace, and allowing. When we do that, our body gives us the medicine that we need. But if we're not in our body and we're trying to avoid whatever our body is telling us, we're not going to get that medicine. So, yes, ground, connect to nature. But this is our nature. This is our earth too. So taking a moment just to really connect to that. Hello, my lovely. Just to really, really, really connect to that energy. I know it isn't what we would perceive as easy. I feel it. I really feel it, and I feel it coming as well. Yesterday, it felt like collectively the energy had gone from condensed fear to scattered anger. And that was so electrifying. That was so intense. And for me, it was about not standing in the fear, not standing in the flight, but being in the middle of it, letting it happen, letting it come in and out, but standing solid in the middle, almost like in an infinity symbol, standing solid in the now, in the present. And we do that by being in our body. So really, really, really important. And it feels, I understand, like sometimes it's too big for us. You know, my mother-in-law passed recently and we had her funeral online, and it felt like my chest couldn't hold space for that pain. But actually, when we breathe, when we have what we need in our environment, yes, it pulls us open. But the more open we become, the more we can receive and the more we can give. And that's what we are. That's what we do. We are conductors of that energy. So it isn't too big for you. Hi, Ruth. Classic example, beautiful example, elegant example. It isn't too big for us. It is what we can do. What we need to do is to be open to that so that we can receive what we need. And the only way to do that is to be in it, to feel it without judgment, without labels, but just to feel whatever is going on. Breathing into it, acknowledging it, conversing with it, talking with your body. What is it saying? What does it need? Because all the tools in the world, all the tarot, all the signs, the numbers, the ceremony, they are all reflections of the biggest tool we have, which is this incredible, incredible machine, yeah, which we are gifted with. It's called embodiment. Yeah, it doesn't take a genius. Embodiment. And I know that can be difficult. I have my cycle coming and I will be singing a different song in a few days, wanting to leave my body. But I also know if I do that, one, it's disempowering, and two, I won't receive the endorphins and the serotonin and the natural painkillers that are available by going deep within to whatever my body is saying. So grounding is a beautiful thing, but unless we are grounded in ourselves, we can only be so grounded. Yeah. So it's like the middleman. Our body is the middleman between our spirit and the earth. So be in there, be in the now. So unless there's any questions, I'm going to make a move. I'm trying to get the video up on the page on how to navigate the page a bit better. But like I say, bit of oppression, bit of conflict there about what I can say and what I can share. But I see it for the trigger that it is, and trust that what is meant to be heard will be, and just stand in that truth. So really, really, really relevant at the moment. Yeah. That and results. If something hasn't come to fruition yet, it's either not ready or it wasn't for your higher good or heart's desire. Trust that. Show yourself the compassion and the mercy to let go of what doesn't give you results. Let it go. It, we can often hang on to it and say it's going to teach me this and it's going to teach me that, and the reason it hasn't happened yet is because of this. Let it go. Let whatever's trying to come in its place, come in. So have a beautiful day. Get out in the sunshine. Be in your body. Yeah, and just take a moment for yourself. Take care. Bye. Bye.